In a peaceful village, there lived a young boy named Ethan. He was intelligent, ambitious, and full of dreams. But Ethan had one habit that often held him back. He talked too much. Whenever he had a new idea or plan, he couldn't resist sharing it with everyone, whether it was about his studies, career goals, or personal projects. He believed that talking about his dreams would keep him motivated. And more importantly, he loved the admiration and encouragement he received from his friends, family, and teachers. They all admired his enthusiasm. However, there was one thing that Ethan didn't realize. Even though he always talked about his dreams, they never came true. He struggled to turn his dreams into reality. One day, while walking through the village, Ethan met an old sage named Rishab at the village temple. Rishab had noticed Ethan talking about his plans all the time, but never seeing him succeed. Curious, Rishab called Ethan over and asked, "My child, you always talk about your dreams, but have you achieved any of them?" Ethan hesitated and replied, "I've tried my best, but nothing seems to work out." Rishab smiled kindly and said, "Let me tell you a story," the sage began. Long ago, in a nearby village, there lived a poor farmer named Arjun. He had a dream of growing the best crops in the region. But unlike others, Arjun had one rule: he never spoke about his plans. Every morning, while others gathered in the village square, chatting away, Arjun silently worked in his fields. He studied the soil, experimented with different farming techniques, and worked tirelessly from sunrise to sunset. Villagers often asked him, "Why do you work so hard? What are you trying to do?" Arjun would just smile and reply, "You'll see when the time is right." Ethan listened attentively, his mind filled with curiosity. Rishab continued. Years passed, and while others complained about poor harvests, Arjun's fields flourished. His crops were healthier and his yield was larger. One day, a curious neighbor asked Arjun, "Why didn't you ever tell anyone about your plans?" Arjun smiled and replied, "When you talk too much about your dreams, two things happen. First, people may discourage you. Second, when you talk too much, your mind starts to believe that you've already achieved something, and you lose the motivation to actually work for it. Silence protects your goals. Words are like seeds. Once scattered, they cannot be taken back." I chose to let my work speak for itself. Ethan pondered for a moment, then asked, "So, Master, can I change? Is it too late?" Rishab looked at Ethan and smiled. "It's never too late. From today, speak less and act more. Let your success make the noise, not your words." Ethan bowed his head, contemplating the sage's words. He decided to change immediately. From that day on, Ethan no longer shared his plans with everyone. He focused on taking action. He studied harder, worked silently toward his goals, and avoided unnecessary conversations. Each day he woke up early, worked diligently, and didn't let himself get distracted. As months passed, Ethan began to notice a difference. He was achieving more, gaining confidence, and no longer seeking validation from others. Everything seemed to fall into place, and he realized he was getting closer to his goals. When the final exam results were announced, Ethan had topped his class. Everyone was surprised by his transformation. His friends asked him, "How did you do it? How did you manage to change?" Ethan simply smiled, remembering Rishab's words, "Be silent and let your success speak for itself." Years later, Ethan became a renowned engineer known for his groundbreaking designs. He often shared his story with others, encouraging them to focus on action rather than words. Ethan proved that true success comes not from talking, but from doing. Did you find this story interesting and inspiring? Don't hesitate to leave a comment now. If you find the story really engaging, comment 1 to show your agreement. If you think there is something missing or not impressive, comment 2 and share your thoughts with us. Let's discuss and make this story even better. We always appreciate your comments.